Satish, you can hear me, can't you?
I can hear you, yes.
Great. Okay. So, so Satish, how are you feeling after your knee operation?
I'm feeling much better. It's fortnight now, so less pain, but I'm still on crutches, so I can't walk very much, but I'm not feeling too bad. Thank you.
So I'm honored that you're here to help launch this Deep Adaptation event, and also for me to launch my book, Breaking Together. For me, I see you as an incredibly important person in the history of environmentalism as it is understood in the West, because you've kept the flame going throughout your career for the deeper idea of the cause of the causes of unsustainability.
Yes.
So I was wondering if you could say something on that, and in terms of how, when we're faced with such terrible news about what's happening in the world with biodiversity, with world temperatures and impacts, when you see all that, and what keeps you going?
Thank you. Yes, as you say, I joined the environmental movement in Britain in 1973. At that time, E.F. Schumacher was one of the economists who wrote Small is Beautiful. And at that time, Teddy Goldsmith published Blueprint for Survival. And the Club of Rome published Limits to Growth. So that was a kind of, you can say, 70s kind of pioneering work that I joined as the editor of Resurgence magazine. And what has been keep me going, in the hope that although this industrial civilization, as you very rightly point out, this modernity, this industrial civilization, this kind of modern economic system of production, consumption, cannot go on forever. It is going to collapse. It is going to come to an end. But we can build a more resilient and a more sustainable and more regenerative future for the humanity. Planet will survive. Our industrial system, our modern economic system, our production and consumption, our marketing, and all the things that we have built, so-called modern civilization, that is going to come to an end sooner or later. We cannot predict. I mean, you are writing about it more clearly, but we cannot exactly predict the date and the time. But it cannot go on, because we live on a finite world, and we cannot have infinite economic growth. And we are already facing the negative impact of this economic and industrial and modernity system. The global warming, the climate change, the biodiversity, all the things you mentioned. So, but I'm not worried about the collapse. I think the collapse may have a crisis, but crisis is also an opportunity. And the opportunity is to build a new, as you have said in your writing, 4 Rs, building a new, resilient, and a more sustainable and more generative future for humanity. We can do it if we were minded to do it. And that has to come from the grassroots level. It is not going to come from the top. Not going to come from the 10 Downing Street. They are too busy defending themselves and their careers and their vested interest. Not going to come out of the White House or the Kremlin or any other centers of power. The real change and transformation will be built from the grassroots level, where people are gathered in your conference there, and you have people there, and all over the country, all over Europe, all over the world. Greta Thunberg, Fridays for the Future, Extinction Rebellion, and many, many conventional organizations, Greenpeace, Friends of the Earth. One way or the other, we are building a grassroots movement. And that movement is what gives me hope.
You give me hope, Satish. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll just show you you see the audience here. Do you want to show your appreciation?
Yeah, thank you.
I wish you a speedy recovery, and I look forward to seeing you hopefully in a few weeks.
Yes, it is my hope, and I wish you a great success in your conference, and I wish you a great success with your new book, and may many people buy it and read it and spread it. And so, good luck.